Well, this is the brand new Chevy Equinox, and coming up on this Test Miles review, we're going to tell you how it's not about what you see, and it's all about what you don't see. We'll put it on the road, test drive it, and find out if it's worthy of your dollar. Well, you'll notice from looking at the front of the brand new Chevy Equinox for 2018, it's changed somewhat. It's become more passive. It fits in line with the rest of the Chevy vehicles, including the Volt, and this vehicle has been designed for safety and aerodynamics. But under the skin, from the outside to the inside, is where a lot of the changes have taken place. In fact, the engineers have spent a long time making sure this vehicle is lighter, more aerodynamic, much safer, and has a very solid structure that can help you if it collides with another vehicle. Now, apart from the fact that this is the most aerodynamic vehicle in class, when we get this hood open, you can see this is an Ecotec 1.5 litre gasoline engine. It's turbocharged. The significance about the powertrains in this vehicle is that every single one of the engines available is turbocharged. A 1.5 litre, a 2 litre, and a 1.6 litre turbo diesel. There are two very cool features on the inside of this vehicle. First of all, inside the door here, not quite like a Rolls-Royce, but similar, there is an umbrella pocket that goes all the way back. So you can actually fit an umbrella into the door of this vehicle. And the fact is that this is all plastic on the inside means if it's wet when you put it in there, it can drip down into the bottom of the pocket and not cause any wetness on the carpet or the interior of the car. Well, I'm only 5'4". I'm fairly short, and the roof of this vehicle comes to around my shoulder line. All right, closer to my headline. But the point of the matter is that this vehicle is very low. It's more like a coupe, even a wagon, can I suggest? But this vehicle has got to be very strong in its segment because competition like the CR-V or even the RAV4 are big sellers. In fact, the Nissan Rogue is on a climb and getting a lot of audience. Now, if you have the key fob in your pocket, you're able to open the trunk just like that. And a few things on the inside are excellent. Apart from this large space, which is housing all of our gear and camera gear, underneath here is an extra stowage space where you can hide things like your laptop or goods that you don't want visible when somebody looks through the window of the vehicle. So one of the things that are in a lot of Chevy vehicles is the MyLink entertainment system, and this has Apple Android and Apple CarPlay along with Chevy's MyLink. It has the 4G LTE network thanks to OnStar, which is great because you could also push that OnStar button and get directions. OnStar always happy to help you with that. And then you have the IQ wireless charging. So one of the things that Chevy wanted to do is make a vehicle for the whole family, and they've done that with this Equinox, but included in that is the teen driver suite of ideas behind the car and safety systems. And one of the things on that is they wanted to make it friendly for teenagers. They didn't want it to be a wagging finger from parents. So at the end of each month, you can sit down with your child and look at how their driving was inside the vehicle and have a discussion and say, you made this many hard stops, there were this many incidents, and at that point they can try and improve on it next month. This vehicle goes up against the RAV4 and the Honda CR-V, and you can't have something in this class that doesn't have a lot of safety features. So they've packed it with everything possible. Ryan, go.
So we have traction control and StabiliTrak, along with lane keep assist and lane departure warning. We have forward collision alert, following distance indicator. We have our low speed forward automatic braking. We have lane change alert with side blind zone alert, rear vision camera, surround vision camera, rear cross traffic alert, and rear parking assist.
Whew, that's a long list. Ryan, how's your backside?
It's doing a lot better than yesterday.
I'm not sure what happened yesterday, but that's another story. This has heated and cooled front seats, which keeps your backside fresh or warm and crispy.
Yeah, this is. by far my favorite part of any new car is when they have cooled seats in it, because it is so necessary, especially with leather. When I got my Daisy Dukes on, my thighs are just sticking to the seat every
Your leather
time.
Daisy Dukes.
Yeah.
So one of the great things about this vehicle is it does have rear heated seats.
Yeah, the Equinox has a lot of optional features, including this gorgeous panoramic sunroof, so that we can take in all the views of South Carolina as we drive around.
Now, the chief engineer talked about having this in a wind tunnel and having the best shape in class, which allowed the vehicle to cut through the air. But also what the engineer had mentioned is the dynamics of the driving. They had really worked hard at making this vehicle extremely exciting to drive. And I'm telling you, I've driven it around the streets of South Carolina and Greenville for the last couple of hours, and the driving has really surprised me. The steering is very precise, very easy to maneuver the vehicle, and very controllable. The ride is comfortable and extremely quiet. And so the exterior of this vehicle doesn't in any way tell you how amazing it's going to be to drive.
Just like the engineer was talking about, they actually took 400 pounds off of it and still happened to make it even safer than its predecessor.
So Ryan, what do you think of the inside of the brand new Chevrolet Equinox?
I mean, it's all around very quiet. I honestly love this car.
The layout is very clean and very simple. The screen is angled nicely, it's set back. I really like the fact that the steering wheel buttons are very flush. They feel like they're actually part of the same steering wheel, not different pieces of material inserted into the steering wheel. It feels like a whole with kind of elevated buttons or elevated areas that you can actually push. Included is a heated steering wheel, which keeps these little paws nice and warm in the winter.
Now this vehicle runs in two-wheel drive, mostly for fuel economy reasons, and then when we get up into the snowy hills, we have our all-wheel drive button. We can turn that on, and we have our StabiliTrak and all-wheel drive system.